Hello everybody, it's Greenie and welcome back to another video. It's been a little bit of a while since my last upload, but I'm back and I don't know, I just had this really intense urge to start recording again because I really had fun doing it and I want to get back to it. But here we are with a current household video. I've never done one of these before, but I am so beyond passionate and in love with this household that I've been playing. Originally it was supposed to be a household that I was going to play as a challenge, as a let's play on this channel, but I got a little bit too into it and I couldn't keep up with the editing process anymore, and so it ended up being one of my oh my gosh, it stopped snowing. Oh, it ended up just being a fun place that I was just playing by myself because I just couldn't stop playing them. But I want to start probably by, ooh, went a little too far there. So I just wanted to start with our main sim. Again, some of you might know her before because I did post I think 3 or 4 episodes of this series before I got too into it. But this is how it all started out. Claudia Draven. I'm also going to be sprinkling in whatever little screenshots that I have. I honestly didn't take that many screenshots just because sometimes I forget that screenshots exist, honestly, and I just go so hard and I don't even think about documenting what I'm doing. But whatever screenshots I do have, I will include while I'm talking. But yeah, so Claudia started out basically orphaned at a super young age, and she was taken in by a clan of vampires and turned into a vampire. Essentially against her will. She was super young, didn't really know what was going on. So she was raised essentially by this group of vampires that were always really big on feeding on Sims and at times being unnecessarily cruel to other people, and she was always really uncomfortable with it and just wasn't feeling like she was really part of it ever. So she tried to do her best by just living in the clan and coexisting, but not really partaking in that type of lifestyle. And after becoming a young adult, people in the clan are supposed to find and turn more people to join the clan. Oh my gosh, cars outside are so loud. But for 5 years after becoming an adult, she didn't turn or even feed on anyone. And then at this point, she was called in to speak with the head of the clan, who's named Alistair. And he's pissed. Basically, he's like, you're worthless, what are you doing? You haven't repaid us for, saving your life, quote unquote, and if you don't turn someone in a week, there's gonna be some significant consequences, so you better get your shit together, because this is your responsibility. And she's like, well, fuck. I don't want to do this. This is, not really what I ever asked for, and I don't want to hurt anybody. So she basically decides she's gonna just leave. She's gonna run away in secret and just start a new life from nothing. So she never had to worry about money before because the clan always supported her, but she's on her own, doesn't want to feed on anyone, is just really going through some hard shit in the beginning. So she starts taking in children that were deemed weird or just different from the Sims foster system. And at first it was for money, but then she actually truly starts raising the children as her own and loves them like any mother would love her natural born child. So I did this by using the adoption system in the game, and this is how I've just been using it this whole challenge. And it's actually part of the challenge. I have it all written out. Maybe I'll link it in the description of this video, just in case you guys wanted to see what I made up for myself. But so yeah, pick basically the adoption interaction and then roll a dice, run through 4 to see which of these random babies you're gonna have, click one of them, whatever you get, and then also roll another 6-sided dice, and that's deciding what type of supernatural sim they are, so either vampire, mermaid, alien, witch, or just a normal sim. Well, I did 2 numbers as normal because that's only 5. And I also would randomize all their traits and appearances, and I really tried not to change their appearances that much because it's more fun when you don't have. Oh my gosh, did you guys just hear my stomach? Wow. I'm hungry, I guess. But anyway, as I was saying, it's more fun when you have weird Sims that aren't perfect and they have weird traits and they act out and you never know what's gonna happen. That's really something I've been learning about The Sims. Like, I used to make perfect Sims all the time, and that was not nearly as fun as this. Anyway, but the ultimate goal of this challenge is to raise 26 Sims, essentially, from adoption, from baby to adult. And 26 is a weird number, I know, but it's just because I wanted to name all of them after each letter of the alphabet, which is not necessary, just me being me, but... So anyway, Claudia keeps taking in these kids, keeps raising them, and one day, Vladislaus, who we probably all know if you play Sims and have the vampire pack, shows up at her doorstep, like he actually does all the time to, like, every household, which is a little bit of a weird part of the pack, but, you know, whatever. But he pulls up to her house, and she freaks because she's like, oh my god, he's gonna tell the clan that I'm, like, here in hiding. He's just gonna ruin this whole life that I've set up for me and, like, all these children that I've taken in. And at first he wants to, but she convinces him not to because her children are going to be just parentless if she's killed by the clan. And so over time he starts coming over more and more, and great face. He starts coming in more and more, and it's a little bit of a strange friendship that forms because he's evil and she's obviously kind of the epitome of good here, but she realizes that he's lonely, and he was actually the head of the clan before Alistair was, but Alistair basically threw him off of his position, and he's lonely and was just living in his manor, had no friends, and so they become friends, essentially, and he comes over every day and trains her because he's worried that she's going to have to end up fighting at some point, and he wants her to be ready for it, which he ends up being correct about that one. But anyway, more time passes, and we've got 7 kids at this point. Obviously, we have a bunch more kids now than 7. We had 7 kids. And then the shack that we were originally living in, it became too small for the big family, and we also had more money at that time, so Claudia made the decision to move into another place in the same area. But unfortunately, the clan was looking for us the entire time, and when we moved, they found out from one of the locals about how there was this weird family of 7 strange kids and just one mom traveling. So they ultimately figure out where we live. And then the clan begins to send vampires to try and kidnap Claudia so she can go back and basically be tried for her crimes and for desertion. So how I did this, I actually used one of the lot traits. I used Vampire Nexus. This is basically a trait that just makes vampires pull up at your doorstep at night sometimes. So they really did pull up. And she had to fight them. I made them vampiric duel every time one pulled up, and whoever lost the duel, I killed using MC Command Center, which I understand is very intense, like, very intense. Like, I don't think most people play their game like that, like, putting their main sim in such a way that if they're in danger, they could be killed. But, I liked it. I liked the spice, and I liked the fear that I had. Not the fear, just, I didn't know what was gonna happen, and I love that most about, like, Sims, when I don't know what's happening next. But anyway, so it actually did end up happening. Claudia got killed by Caleb, who we probably all know and love. But yeah, he pulled up and she died, like, literally right here. And I don't know why I didn't take any freaking screenshots of that. I feel like I did, but all of my screenshots must be in weird places because I have, like, a bunch of different folders for a bunch of different things, and, like, it's just not organized. So there's probably a screenshot of it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. So yeah, that's pretty rough. But yeah, so she dies. And obviously all her kids at the time were horrified. I mean, their mom was murdered, and they were already, like, orphans, so... Orphaned twice. Just so sad. But no one's, like, more pissed off than, like, Vlad. When Vlad comes over and he's realizes, oh, shit. Like, what I thought was gonna happen actually fucking happened, and Claudia wasn't prepared enough. And I wasn't here to protect her. So he's so destroyed, and he realizes too that he always cared about Claudia more than just platonically, and now that she was dead, he was never going to be able to tell her that, and now all these children were motherless, and he really felt like it was all his fault, basically. So he ends up joining the household against the will of pretty much the first two children. Where are they? Anchor and Blaze. Here's Anchor. Hey, where's Blaze? Here's Blaze. They both were so against Vlad coming into the household and trying to be, like, helpful and the head of things after Claudia was gone. But he didn't care, and he said, no, there's you guys need help. There's no adult here. I don't care if you don't like me. This is what Claudia would have wanted. And of course, I mean, they can't really argue that. I mean, she's, like, fucking dead. So... and the kicker of all this, too, was there was a newly adopted baby that was adopted literally just the day before Claudia died, Griselda. And Griselda was literally just a baby, and Vlad was like, okay, rolling up the sleeves, I gotta take care of this baby, even though he literally was evil and a loner. And he decided, I gotta do this anyway. So he basically raises Griselda into his child completely by himself. And I actually end up changing his traits. I changed his evil trait to family-oriented because I really wanted to show character development. And, like, the old evil Vlad would never have moved in and tried to take care of someone else's children. Like, he didn't even like people. He was living alone in his mansion by himself for, like, freaking hundreds of years. So he really did change after Claudia passed. And honestly, his life is, like, better, too, because he's not so lonely anymore. And he does have... Griselda respected him, even if the other children still were kind of put off by his appearance in their house. But he still, like, can't let go of the idea of Claudia. Like, he still misses her, and he still, like, thinks there's gotta be something I can do. Like, this isn't over. So, Claudia comes out of her grave one night, and Vlad is elated that he's able to talk to her, to see her, to tell her how he truly feels, and Claudia is so happy to see him too, and she's, like, beyond touched that he came into the house and was helping her children, even when there was nothing in it for him anymore. And so basically I convinced her to join our household as a ghost. Oh yeah, also I forgot to mention, Anchor the eldest, him and Vlad, like, they really got along the worst out of him and all the children, but he actually ended up moving out because he got a girl pregnant. That's a whole nother side thing, though, that, like, I'm not going to go into, because if I went into all the plots of all the children's lives, like, this would be, like, a 3-hour video, and no one needs that in their life. But anyway, so there was a household spot open. I just wanted to make sure, like, that made sense, because Anchor had left. In fact, what's his child's name? This is Kelly. I did not name her, but yeah, he fell in love with Willow. Back to the main plot, though. Claudia's in the household, and for a while she's just trying to still mother her children as a ghost, but they're all really... It was actually really sad. They always had, like, the like, scared moodlet. I mean, was it scared or, like, frightened? I don't know what the word is, but they just were always really creeped out by her as a ghost, and, like, they were happy to see their mother, but also, like, really, really uncomfortable and weirded out that she was, like, you know, not in a physical form. At some point in my mind, Claudia was just so saddened by her children being weirded out by her that she actually went over to this wishing well, which has always been on my lot, by the way. I did not plan for this whole, like, Claudia dying and then wishing for life thing. Like, this was already here from the get-go. Like, I just love this item, and I use it, like, randomly all the time because it's just epic. People need to appreciate romantic garden stuff more, because that is a good pack. A good stuff pack. I think it was, yeah, it wasn't a game pack, it was a stuff pack. Like, they got some good stuff in that one. I liked it. Anyway, side note. But, so she came over here, wished for life, and bada bing, bada boom, she got it first try, and she was back to being a human again. This also caused a fuck ton of glitches in my game, which I'm not going to get into because I'm just going to get angry, but it literally took like 2 days for me to fix. But anyway, at the end, she was back, and she was in the flesh a vampire again, except her hair's black now. I don't know why I did that. I wanted there to be some physical difference to her after, like, dying and being resurrected, essentially. Like, I just felt like she wasn't exactly the same as she was when she died, so I don't know. Making her hair black just seems a little superficial compared to all that, but it's okay. Her hair's black now, it's not blonde anymore. So for a while we've got really smooth sailing, nothing's going crazy. A few more vampires come to the house, but Vlad and Claudia are both working on their skills, their fitness, and they're able to kill them successfully. Which is kind of crazy when you think about, like, this juxtaposition of, like, Claudia being this, like, essence of good, and then also, like, killing all these people that are coming to her doorstep trying to kill her. Like, it's just very strange. But I like it. So anyway, it's all good in the hood. Except now Griselda, the youngest, we didn't forget about her, she ages up into a teenager. And she starts having these really strong... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Everybody needs to go to school. Okay. This is not supposed to be a gameplay video. But it's time for school, children. You're, like, late. Oh my god, not happy environment. Okay, chill, lady. I'm just trying to get through the backstory here. Like, fuck, we're trying to get up to where we are now. Anyway, so... Where was I? Oh yeah, Griselda. So Griselda ages up into a teenager, and she invites over this guy that she's kind of, like, has a thing with at her school. And then she, drinks his blood. She ends up feeding on him, without even really realizing what she's doing. But she's, like, totally fucking hooked, though. Like, she loves the taste of blood. She kind of liked the cruelness of bringing pain to people. And she's pretty set on continuing doing this, even though this is, like, exactly what Claudia wanted to escape by leaving her clan. And, oh my god, Christmas is tomorrow? Yes. Anyway, not related. So, but it's honestly, it kind of makes sense. Like, her childhood was weird. Claudia wasn't around at all, so she didn't really have that good influence. And Vlad was still evil while he was trying to raise her. So it makes sense that he rubbed off on her a little bit in that way, and that she didn't really end up being exactly like Claudia, because she didn't have the touch of Claudia, basically. But she starts making this feeding thing a habit and invites people all the time over and then just feeds on them until they pass out on the ground. And eventually, Claudia finds out and, of course, like, loses her... Oh, fuck, you need to go to work. Why is everybody not doing what they need to do? Oh my... You're 2 hours late and you're the teacher? Bruh, your students just be sitting outside, like... So, we gotta keep in mind, too, Griselda, it has the attractive trait. She has a really high charisma skill, and she's just, like, hot, and, like, people listen to her, basically. But Claudia, livid, so mad, like, just doesn't even understand. She's just disgusted with Griselda and how she could, despite, like, seeing all the good that goes on in their household, like, she still wants to go back to those, like, in Claudia's opinion, like, awful, ancient, terrible ways. But Griselda, she's had the blood, she wants it, she doesn't give a fuck. And so Claudia throws her out of the house, basically. Just, like, says, you're done, bye bitch, gone. Now Vlad feels a little bit bad about this, because Griselda really was his child, like, he raised her, and he doesn't want her to be homeless. So he tells her, you know what, go live in my old manor. I mean, I haven't sold it, like, it's just sitting there. I don't want you to be on the street, like, you can go live there. So Griselda basically gets thrown as a teen, and, the family kind of just moves on, like, completely without her. It's actually kind of sad. But anyway, so... back to good times. Claudia and Vlad are able to actually have a relationship now that she's back from the dead, and Claudia surprisingly to Vlad, had feelings for him too this entire time, and they're able to talk about it, and eventually they get married too. They have this like super cute wedding, which I think I have screenshots of this. I know I do, but yeah, it was so cute. I love them as a couple. Like they're so perfect. And after they get married, in fact, the second after they do their vows, I felt I wanted to complete Vlad's metamorphosis. And so I transformed his physical appearance, which is why he doesn't look like the Vlad that you probably know from the original Sims pack. Like, he looks completely different. But I wanted to transform him into, like, essentially what he kind of would look like as a younger, less twisted version of himself. I mean, I don't know if I succeeded. I don't even know if this looks anything to what Vlad looked like in the past, but I kept his body type. He still has all his same stuff that he had, but I think I might have actually gotten a little too crazy with his face, but that's okay. Nothing I can do now. But yeah, so they had the super cute wedding. It was amazing. And then they also, things got a little crazy. And oh my god, maybe I should have shown you the house. I like didn't even think about that. This is the house, by the way. Like a really quick overview. Kitchen, living room, dining room, nursery. Such a weird place to add this. Here's the kids' room. And here's like the teenager room with a little diary under there. But that leads me to these two little children's that are Vlad and Claudia's kids. Oh, wall. And I wasn't even planning to have this happen either, but then I was like, well, risky woohoo does wonders, I guess. But yeah, so this is just the upstairs room, in case you were curious. I don't know. We also have a greenhouse. I don't think I went over that either, but Claudia's like a super green thumb, and that's basically how we make money, just by plants, and then she also has this like, what is this called? Flower making thingy. And there's this underground tunnel that leads to the greenhouse because they can't go outside most of the year because it's sunny. And they vampires. Anyway, where was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was just saying one thing led to another, and we got Mathilde and Marcel, which are twins, and I'm super excited to play with them. I'm really interested to see like what they look like. That's what I'm most excited for. So yeah, as you can see, this household's like pretty chill, pretty nice. We've been adopting like more and more kids. The family tree is growing. We have three witch girls right now. We got Lucia, Helga, and where's Kayla? Kayla. Which is really funny that they all end with A's and they're all witches. Because before this I didn't have a single witch. Like, not even one. So, really crazy. They kind of all came at the same time. Like, these two are right next to each other. Anyway, but things are going good here. But I have also been playing with Griselda. Okay, so here we are in Cass, actually, with the household that Griselda's in. This is her. I know you haven't seen her before, because I didn't really have any screenshots of her before, but believe it or not, she always had this crazy curly red hair. It was the randomly generated thing that was given to her when she was a child, and I was like, damn, this looks funky, this looks cool. So I kept it for her entire life. She's always had this red afro, which could to some people look like a clown wig. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, because now that's all you're gonna see. But I think it's really cool, really elegant, really just like powerful looking. I don't know, I like it a lot. But this is her. So she's evil, dog lover, attractive, and ever since she moved away into this manor, she's kind of just been into living her life however she wants. She's been looking for people that are like her and still feed on humans, and what she found was the remains of the clan that Claudia escaped from, which only was Lilith Valtor. Also, they don't look exactly the same. I did change what they look like a little bit. Which was Lilith and Caleb, who she managed to convince to join her and put forces together and try to make a new clan, a stronger clan that enforced vampires' true nature to prey on others. And this is a lot considering Caleb literally killed her mom. I mean, her mom's back now, but like, Caleb like literally murdered Claudia. And she's out here like, oh my god, Caleb, like, come help me do this shit. Like, let's go. And Caleb's like, yeah, sure. But she doesn't even care. Like, that's how far gone she is, that she doesn't even care that she's joining with the guy that literally was the reason her family was in so much pain and suffering. And then Lilith just came along for the ride as well, because she also, how cute is she? Like, I'm a fan of this new Lilith. Anyway, so they've been living together in the manor, but there's also some other Sims here, which I will talk about right now. Here we are actually in the manor. Now, Griselda hasn't really changed much at all, besides adding a little bit of an extra room here. There's some little ones going on here, as well as one is at school. And the story here is that Griselda realized that there was no vampires left, really, that would join her cause besides Caleb and Lilith. What? Lilith, what are you wearing, girl? What is this? You looked so cute, and here you are, like, making me look bad. Anyway, and so she decided she needs to bring up some new powerful vampires that would be on her side. And so she has been literally abducting babies from households. And I know what you're thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, she's really, like, going out there and, oh, girl, looking good. I'm gonna take a screenshot because you look cute. She's been, along with the help of Lilith and Caleb, every 3 nights or so, I pick a completely random lot to visit with them. And if there happens to be a baby on the lot, then we've been sucking the blood of everyone that's been there and then just kidnapping the baby, aka I just add them to my household when we leave. And then they're ours. And so that's what's been happening here. This first one, his name is Joran. And he's actually Caleb's kid. I didn't even know this when I first got Caleb in my household and stuff. But I guess he had an affair with Luna, who's married to this other guy, and now there's Joran. But, so we didn't really steal Joran because he was technically Caleb's son, but the other 3 here, they were stolen, and they're gonna be turned. Either, I don't know if you can turn teenagers, maybe I can get a mod for that, but either as teenagers or young adults, they're gonna be turned into vampires as well. So yeah, essentially, Griselda's doing the evil opposite version of what Claudia has been doing, which is a funny parallel considering she hates Claudia so much and wants nothing to do with her, but she's really just following in her footsteps in a way. Also, if you couldn't tell, I mean, I don't know if you saw earlier, but these two got a relationship thing going on here. Not sure where that's going to take them because I'm pretty sure Lilith also has eyes for Caleb. I mean, I don't know if they're supposed to be siblings or not. I don't really know the lore behind them, but, I don't know. But essentially, this is going to be turning into a Griselda cult, ultimately, where everyone is her subordinates and carries out what she wants, and it's going to be scary. It's going to be a lot of evil vampires once again in this world, and Claudia's going to have to deal with that, which I'm planning in the very far future, still in a while, when Griselda has actually, like, a large amount of supporters and people in her, I don't know if I'm calling it a cult or not, because it's kind of a cult, but it's also kind of just, like, the new clan. But I'm kind of planning an all-out war battle type thing with Claudia's vampire children and her and Vlad versus Griselda and all these other vampires, and I'm probably gonna be making them fight and rolling dice once again to see if, and you know, who's making it out alive, which is really scary because I don't want Claudia or Vlad or any of those kids to die. I mean, I don't even really want Griselda to die. I don't really want anyone to die here, but friend's birth. Oh my god, I do not have time for this. I'm talking about important war shit, and you're talking about like fucking birthday parties. Oh my god, this game. Oh, also we have this big dog named Frank. I just thought it was fitting to have like a big evil looking dog because Griselda's a dog lover, and so I thought it'd be fun to have a dog. But honestly, we might need more household spots, so he might be leaving, which is really sad. But gotta do what I gotta do, you know. So anyway, that's what I've been up to, and that's where we're. Oh, he's literally talking to the dog. That's where we're headed. I hope you guys like enjoyed this, and you're not like, wow, this bitch is batshit crazy by the end of this video, because I mean, I guess it does seem a little crazy of the things I'm doing to my poor Sims. But I'm really in love with this story right now, and I'm really having a lot of fun, and I'm excited for all these little guys to age up and for an actual organization to form under Griselda, because she's charismatic, she's attractive, she's got it together, like she's got it all on lock, like she can do it if she wants to. And I'm also excited to keep playing with the rest of the Dravens in the other household, because they're also a lot of fun and very cute. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And oh, random arm. Oh my god, the whole crew's here. What's up? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you aren't sick of my voice by now, you should definitely subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I should do, or just things about the video that you were interested about and you want to leave a comment, that would be epic. I'm super excited to keep playing them, and who knows, maybe I'll update another current household of them in the future. But for now, thanks again for watching, and have a good one.